Our next performers are some of the highest energy kids, young adults that we've ever had here, and we're very, very happy to have them again. They're from the Fremont Taiwanese School. The Fremont Taiwan School was established in 2004 by a group of dedicated parents whose goal was to create a friendly environment for children to learn about Taiwan. FTS fosters interest and love for Taiwan's culture in students by teaching them the languages of Taiwan, Taiwanese, Mandarin, and Hakka, as well as different aspects of the culture, including dance and music, which is what you're about to see. And to introduce you to their performance, I'd like to bring to the stage from FTS, Roy.
各位来宾，大家好。My name is Roy. I am with the Fremont Taiwan School. Thank you all for coming out today. As a Taiwanese American that's born and raised here, it's really nice to see all of us celebrating the Asian Heritage Month and coming out here to enjoy and see the Taiwanese culture, even all the way here in the United States. So today we will be bringing for you 3 different dances. The first one we are going to bring is a very colorful and exciting dance. So I welcome everyone in the crowd to cheer along with us. So to briefly explain, the story is gonna be, there's a boatman, and it's gonna kind of have an acting portion to it, and then there's gonna be a colorful dance with different costumes in the background. Well, they're the main act, my bad. I'm one of the actors. Okay, so please do enjoy this dance, and I will come up here and talk to you again afterwards. Thank you.
To pray to the God of heaven and the God of earth for family safety, and also for a good marriage. I have heard that there are lots of tasty food and great performances, so come join us to celebrate the lively festival. Oh, boatman, please come to take us across the river to the other side.
test. Okay. Hi. Did everyone enjoy that dance? Woo! Yes? Good? Okay. So, before we go to our next performance, I'm going to kind of introduce you some of the aspects of that dance. So most basically, there are 4 components to that dance. This boat, so that was the main part of the acting portion. There's also this shell over here. That was one of our solo dances. And then we have the pink flowery fans. Those are supposed to represent flowers, while the blue wavy things represent water. So this is really a dance that's about being lively at home, but it also is kind of taking place in a water, river kind of like scene. So next, I'm gonna kind of introduce these things. These are traditional Taiwanese props that are used for this dance. Originally, it's made with bamboo and colored cloth, although we didn't actually make it with bamboo. Same thing with the shell over there. That's also traditionally made with bamboo and just colorful cloth, again for kind of liveliness and festivities. Before we move on to our next dance, I want to tell you a story. This is a story that ties into this dance. So, this story starts with once upon a time. A fisherman. This fisherman was out in the sea, having a day, and he was fishing. And he's fishing, and whoa! Something really heavy. And he pulls, and pulls, and whoo! He sees a giant clam. Now, giant clams usually have a lot of pearls and you can sell it and have a lot of money. But this fisherman was a kind person. He decided he was going to let it go because he thought it was such a beauty of nature for this clam to be able to grow so big, right? So that night he goes home, does his thing, goes fishing the next morning, and then that day when he goes back home, wow, he sees a house, his house, that's completely clean. And he sees his clothes all washed and hung up, because back then they didn't have drying machines. And then he sees food ready on the table. It's almost like magic. So this guy wants to know what's going on. So the second day, he just is gonna stay home. So he stays home and waits. And around afternoon, he sees a pretty girl come in. But the girl sees him and runs away. So the third day, he comes up with a plan. He decides to hide in a corner and not let the girl see him. So this girl comes by, does her thing, washes the dishes, cleans the house, cooks the food. Then the fisherman follows. And he sees this girl crawl into a clamshell and hop back in the water. Now, after the narrator, I'm gonna cut it and say that this young lady is actually a clam fairy. This fairy is kind of like a demi-human. It's often part of Taiwanese folktales. So this fairy actually lives in the water, but we will tell you later why she's cleaning this person's house. So the fourth day he comes up with a plan. He decides to hide by the river, and when this fairy comes out and goes to his house, he decides to hide the shell. And so the fairy finishes cleaning everything, and she comes back, and oh no, the shell is gone. So then the fisherman approaches her and says, well, he says, I will give you your shell back if you tell me why you're cleaning my house. Gosh, I should get paid for this. Okay, Well, no. The fairy says, no, I'm not doing this to get paid. I'm doing this because you saved my life. Remember that giant clam shell we found in the beginning? Yeah, that was my shell. So, thank you for saving my life. I'm gonna clean your house. But the boatman says, well, how long are you gonna do this? And she says, well, I'll do it forever if you want. So then the boatman says, well, in that case, will you marry me? The girl says, well, sure, why not? So they get married and happily ever after. And guess what? This isn't a Disney story. Woo! Thank you.
的理事林高梅，还有所有的理事上台来跳那个山地舞，拜托快点上来。
Say something.